Paulo Banchero in his first 3 NBA regular season games have looked like a straight up star. In his debut game, he put up a stat line of 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists, and had a 64% true shooting. He also set the record for most points scored by Orlando Magic rookie in his debut game, and is the only player since LeBron James to have a stat line of at least 25, 5, and 5 in their debut game. This is a pretty good company to have to kick off your NBA career. Despite the Magic starting off 0-3 and his efficiency diminishing a bit the last 2 games, he still find a way to be highly impactful beyond the box score. And in this video, I'll be breaking down what are the things I'm noticing that's making Paulo play this great. Firstly, Paulo has been an amazing off-ball player so far in these 3 games, and it's already looked like he can mesh well with Franz, Jalen, and Cole Anthony handling the ball and creating the opportunities for him, and he'll find his own offense through that creation and capitalize on those opportunities. Wendell tries to initiate a dribble handoff and instead fakes it and was about to initiate another one with Franz, but you look to the right side of the court and the Piston players don't communicate properly on who's supposed to guard Paulo, and Paulo recognizes this and cuts to the open space. He catches the ball and then pounds it to a spin for a nifty hook shot. Here, Wendell gets a screen from Franz, and it looks like a side action was going to happen too, because it looks like Paulo was going to set a pick for Ross, but he instead goes for the cut, gets the ball, and misses a very easy basket. And even though the Magic didn't get the results they wanted, this play still showed Paulo's amazing ability to recognize a gap of space in the defense and try to capitalize on it. Franz goes to set a pin down for Paulo. The Celtics switch, and as soon as Paulo gets the ball, he goes right to the attack and he beautifully spins off Tatum for the right hand layup. Paulo's 6'10", and he displayed very good speed, body control, and footwork here against one of the best defensive wings in the NBA. While still adding on top his amazing ability to always find a way to the basket and still have unreal finishing ability. Paulo's 6'10" and 250 pounds, and he uses this bully ball approach method when he attacks the basket and absorbs contact very well while still being very adept in transition. Here, Wendell is on a post up. He does one dribble and passes it to Paulo, top of the key. As the shot clock is running out, Paulo does a slight jab to the right and attacks left on John Collins, where he gets low and gets around John Collins enough for the left hand layup. On this one, Cole brings the ball up the court, passes it to Paulo, and then he clears out. Paulo, the moment he faces the basket, attacks John Collins' top foot and blows by for the easy layup. The sheer speed that Paulo possesses is mind-boggling to see how quickly he can get to the basket at will. Paulo has very good court awareness as well. Wendell comes to set a screen right, but Bojan is playing the right side of Paulo and is basically daring him to drive left. Paulo takes his opportunity and bursts past Bojan and gets a goaltend called in his favor. Cade misses this left-hand layup. Paulo grabs the rebound and pushes the pace, and with only one defender in front of him, he does this nice Euro step for the layup. There's not that many 6'10" guys in NBA history who can grab the rebound, push the pace with that level of ball handle, and still be able to top it off with a Euro step layup. This only further proves how truly of a special of a player Paolo Banchero is, and this provides an absurd amount of value, having a 6'10" forward/big be able to push the ball in transition and act as your coast-to-coast freight train. It just makes it easier for leak outs for your guards and other players on the team. And to harp back on Paulo's finishing through contact again, Paulo has looked like a seasoned vet on how to draw fouls. Paulo's first game, he went to the line 7 times, and then the second game went 8 times, and then the third game went a total of 11 times. It's hard for defenders to really stop Paulo on drives. That's why they have to be super physical with him to try to throw him off his spots. But Paulo has been very good at shifting his body and using his strength in ways where the defenders are going to have to foul to try to prevent the easy basket Paulo will get. I'm also loving how Jamal Mosley is balancing the on-off ball role with Paulo, where he will put him in sets in the high post and tell him go look for a bucket, or in these other situations, I'm loving how he'll be the initiator in the offense and bring the ball up the court. Here, Wendell comes to set a screen left, and as Paulo's coming off the screen, he does one dribble, bumps off Capella to create some space for this left-hand layup. Again, Wendell comes and set a screen, but this time Capella comes out more for the switch. Paulo goes right between his legs for a quick crossover to burst right by Capella for this nice scoop layup. Paulo on this one calls for the screen right. He attacks and he does this very good acrobatic type of layup to avoid the charge that Capella was going to set for the 2 points. He's looked so comfortable in this aspect of the game, and this was one of the many reasons why scouts are high on the prospect that Paulo is. A 6'10" forward that can act as your secondary, maybe even primary initiator or facilitator on your team is such an enticing thing to think about. It makes sense why he was drafted with the #1 overall pick. His decision making looks like it's translated pretty well to the NBA. Still has a couple of things he's going to need to adjust to, but it's looked like he's very aware of his own gravity that he attracts as a scorer, and he's made some pretty good reads in various situations, like in the pick and roll or when he's attacking the paint and making nice kick out passes. Now to talk about some of the issues I noticed a lot of scouts had with Paulo before the draft was his rebounding and defense that were primarily highlighted. Paulo has been an excellent rebounder so far. He's been very good at closing down good defensive possessions, and it looks like he actually has a knack for it. His overall defense has been pretty solid too, and there's been a pretty small ongoing issue with scouts evaluating athletic wings like Paulo, who in college did not look that solid on defense, but in the NBA develop into solid all-NBA caliber defenders, Jason Tatum and Ben Simmons being the pinnacle examples of that. Paulo being placed in an environment like the Orlando Magic, who right now have a bunch of tall, athletic wings who play very good defense. Paulo is entering an environment unlike how it was in Duke, where he got away being lazy. He's being asked to give a lot of effort on the defensive end. Paulo has been very good off-ball defender to me because he causes real havoc on help side situations when he's asked to rotate, and he's gotten some pretty good stops so far in his career. There are still some woes in his defense right now. He's having some trouble guarding perimeter players in space, and him being a screen navigator hasn't been great, which was to be expected. But I do believe his speed on defense will eventually one day come, and Paulo can potentially become a two-way star. Let's just see how he develops over these next few years playing under Jamal Mosley. Paulo Banchero nevertheless has undoubtedly been living up to the #1 overall pick so far, and in my opinion it's between him and Benedict Mathurin for Rookie of the Year. His shooting has been pretty abysmal so far, but you have to remember that he's only played 3 games, and he still has 79 games left of the season to truly evaluate if the shooting right now is just a bad start or is truly an accurate representation of him. I'm loving what the Magic are building right now for their future. Franz, Wendell, and now adding Banchero in the mix. You might have potentially some true playoff hopes in the coming years, but we'll just have to wait and see. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys leave a comment telling me if you guys truly believe Paulo can become a star for the Magic, and make sure you hit that like button since it helps this video and my channel get recommended. Also make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to keep you guys posted on my videos, and also follow me on Twitter at DreamHoops so you can keep up with what I'm doing when I'm not on YouTube. And with that all being said, I hope you all have a blessed day.